Man, I'm so blessed to be able to have been called by the universe the way that I have, in the sense that I know exactly where I want to go. I'm able to envision my future. I'm able to sit and meditate and manifest and really work towards something that's greater than me every single day. I'm super grateful. But I've had multiple moments as of late wondering what is different between me and everybody else. Why is everybody else living this empty life where they're just pleasure seeking and going after these vices every single weekend? And the difference between me, who's trying to live this fulfilling life, purpose-driven life every single day. And there's nothing that's different between me and everybody else, in the sense that we are all called to do the exact same thing, which is to transcend self. But the only way that you can get to this place of self-transcendence, you first have to go through self-actualization. But to get to that place of self-actualization, you have to do so much work on yourself internally to be able to find those answers that your conscious has been trying to give you for your entire life. And now that you're getting older, I'm getting older, we've had our conscious our entire life, but we've been much more prone to distractions and influence when we're kids, when we're younger. Now that we're older and we're able to take responsibility for every single thing that we do, we can't put blame on anybody else. Technically we can, but guess what? When you put a blame on someone else, you don't learn the lesson that you're supposed to learn, and you get absolutely nothing out of it. But now that we're older, we're able to take responsibility for every single thing that we do now. We're able to learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn through every single phase of our life, every single season of our life. And all these phases and all these seasons are meant towards our human progression, our human evolution. And if we take that seriously, that's when we get to the self-actualization, and then we get to the self-transcendence. And when you're in the state of self-transcendence, that's when your mind is very clear, your vision's very clear, your life is the most fulfilling that it's ever been. But self-transcendence is not something that you reach and you sit there permanently. Or self-actualization. You don't just hit self-actualization and then you're permanently there. There's gonna be high frequency and low frequency moments, which as of late, the reason I'm making this video is because I've experienced a whole lot of polarity, which is not something that I'm proud of and not something that I like. And I wonder, where did that come from? Why I was in such a great state of equanimity, but all of a sudden this past week, I start having some bigger lows than usual, but some bigger highs as well. But I don't want that. We don't want as big of highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows. We don't want life to be a roller coaster. It's so funny that that's one of the most common quotes, life is a roller coaster. It shouldn't be. It should just be I'm not saying it should be a straight path where there's no obstacles, but our emotions, we should stay in this state of equanimity so that we can see things from the proper lens, the most mature lens. And that's how we learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn. But as I was saying, as of late, I've been having bigger highs and bigger lows than I've wanted to. And I'm asking myself why. And the reason is because I went on this little phase, I went on this little season where I had to work super hard towards one thing that was mostly it's meant to serve others in the long run, but in the short term, it's meant to serve myself and meant to serve my service and my product. And that in itself was so unfulfilling in the moment that when I was experiencing these lows, feeling like I was being way too self-centered, I was being way too selfish. And of course, as I sit back and reflect, I realized that I needed to go through that so that I can better serve others in the future. But that little past probably a couple of weeks where there was big highs and big lows, that's exactly what it was. I was way too centered on self. I was thinking too much on self. And that's the phase that a lot of you guys are in every single day for majority 99% of your fucking day. So of course you're not going to be fulfilled. Of course you're not going to be happy when you're only focused on yourself. You're only focused on you. There has to come a point when you start to focus on us, focus on we, focus on the collective, focus on the universal conscience, right? Because when you're contributing to this universal conscious, when you're contributing by being the best version of yourself and radiating off positive energy, you're contributing to a positive collective conscience. So guess what? You get positivity right back, and that's when you're going to live the most fulfilled and happy life that you can live. But when you're so focused on me, when you're focused on I need to sleep more, I want to eat this shitty food, I don't want to do my calendar, I don't want to read my books, I don't want to hit my macros, I don't want to work out. When you're focused on fucking you, of course you're not going to be fulfilled because you're not contributing anything. And when you're not contributing anything to the whole, when you're not contributing anything to the all, to the universe, that's when the universe is going to punish you. It has to humble you. It is going to humble you very, very quick. And guess what? Maybe the universe only has to humble you once. You learn the lesson, you realize, okay, I've been a little bit too selfish. I kind of strayed off that path. I strayed off my daily habits. I strayed off my non-negotiables. Let me get my head pointed down and right back to work. But a lot of people, they ignore that voice from above. They ignore that conscious voice. They ignore that call, that signal to get back to work. They go back to the vices. They go back to being selfish. And that's when you get in that very strong state of the chronic depression, chronic anxiety, chronic illness. That's why all of you guys are so sick. That's why all you guys are getting so sick. And that reason I'm bringing that up now is because I was just talking to someone today, like, I don't even remember the last time I've been sick. I don't even believe in it no more. I don't remember the last time I've been sick, and I'm out here. I don't know. People around me are getting sick, but I'm not, because I'm so focused on keeping myself whole, keeping myself positive, doing my daily habits that can serve the world. The world's gonna serve me back. The world's gonna bring me positivity back. The universe is not gonna allow me to get sick unless there's a lesson that's gonna be attached to it and it's gonna put me on my ass. And guess what? If the universe puts me on my ass and I need to be down for a long ass time, that probably just means I need to go through some deep reflection and I have some shit to learn. But like I said, all of you guys are just ignoring that voice. And it's going to get to the point where the voice doesn't call you anymore, where you have that reprobate mind. And once you get to that state of that reprobate mind, that's when there's no going back. And guess what? When you get into that reprobate mind and then you're on your deathbed, the last thing that you're going to think is all the regret, all the things that you didn't do. And then when you get to go face to face with our Creator, guess what? You're going to be like, oh, you were the one who were talking to me. Because that voice inside is going to be attached to something now. And the universe is going to be, our Creator is going to be like, yeah, why the fuck didn't you listen? We're all being called to do the same exact thing, man. And the reason why it all starts with, for me, and the reason why I use fitness as the catalyst and the gateway to share with you guys and to help you guys, is because before you can transcend self, you have to be in the physical shape that represents that. Because guess what? For us to be listened to, for us to be taken seriously, we have to have an aesthetic appearance that can be taken seriously. That's why the universe, that's why our conscious, that's why God is always calling us every single morning when we're not being our best to do better, to eat better, to work out more, to feed ourselves with knowledge through books, positive podcasts, positive conversations. Get on the programs, get the mentors. That's why the universe is calling us, the conscious is calling us to do that. Because the conscious wants us to be our best self so that we can pass the message on. But like I said, a lot of you guys are just negotiating with that. You're negotiating with that voice. And that's why you feel like shit. That's why you're going through it. That's why you're facing a hard time, because you're negotiating with the voice. And so long, keep negotiating the voice until it doesn't call you and then you're gonna think that, oh, okay, I'm more peace now. No. You just got the other voice talking to you. You got the other voice talking to you. And guess what that life looks like? It doesn't look very good. It doesn't look very good. I think that's why our society as a collective is so sick and so sad and so miserable. Because the other voice is taking over a lot of our society. And that's just from my observation. That's from what the studies show as well. So I don't really think I'm too far off. With all being said, man, just listen to your conscience. Don't listen to me. Listen to the conscience. Get on this path of self-actualization, and then when you're ready to transcend self, take that fucking leap. But guess what? Before you can transcend self, you're gonna have to take a big risk. You're gonna have to take a big leap, because the universe is gonna have to test to see if you're worthy of it. And I'm gonna talk a whole lot more about that on a future video when I want to be more consistent with my state of transcendence. I'm there. I'm on that level a lot more than anybody that I'm really around. But I need to take it to the next level. The people that I looked up to. And it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard. I'll say it's fucking hard. But getting a workout in like right now, talking to this camera, this shit's everything, man. I love you guys. Listen to your conscience. Let's get to work.